Hello, it's your favorite sports Unc here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join the fastest growing community on YouTube. Remember, Nightcap doesn't happen without you. So please subscribe or you're going to make Ocho cry. The Lakers beat the Timberwolves last night 110-103. LeBron James, Bronny James make history, appearing in the same regular season game, marking the first time a father-son duo shared the court in the NBA's 79-year history. I was at their last night game with my daughter, Ocho, and it was a moment.
What that was like, man. What was the atmosphere like? I mean, just like I can't even imagine a father and son playing at the same time on the same team.
I was surprised because I thought the energy would be a little different. I didn't feel the buzz. I didn't feel the electricity. I've been to Laker games. I was at the Laker game when LeBron broke the scoring record. And you could feel the electricity, even though they lost.
He gave me the ball. I got that ball.
When he passed Kareem. You could feel the buzz. I've been there in the playoff game. Now, obviously, this is not a playoff game, but I thought there would be a little bit of more electricity in the arena, and it wasn't like that. It was a great moment because I'm old enough to remember when Griffey and his dad, they hit a home run in the same game. I'm old enough to remember that. As Griffey reminded me last night, because he was up under the basket on the court side, he and his dad, and I was a little bit more to the center, straight across from the Timberwolves bench. And he and I was talking. I didn't realize this. I thought we were the same age, but I'm actually about 17 months older than Griffey.
Okay.
Yeah, and so we were talking. So I remember that moment, Ocho, when him and his dad came up and they were on the same. But the likelihood, that was 30 plus years ago, 35 years ago, I think, if I'm not mistaken. The likelihood, Ocho, of us seeing something like that again, think about it, that was 35 years ago. So your dad, think about it. Tom Brady played 23 years. Now you're gonna have to have kids probably in your late teens. That's what LeBron did. I think LeBron and Bronny probably was what, 19, 20 at the latest? Same thing with Griffey and Griffey Sr. and Jr. So you're probably going to have to have a kid somewhere in your late teens, early 20, 21. And you're going to have to be good enough to play long enough. And your son is going to have to be good enough to get to that level. In football, it's virtually impossible, Ocho, because you got the 3 years that you got. I mean, your class has to be gone. So you got to be at least in college at least 3 years. And your dad has got to be really, really good and play a position that's conducive for him to do that. You know what?
I'm thinking about the Griffeys as well, being able to play together. There are so many father and son duos that didn't have the opportunity to play together, but it's so many sons that are playing whose dads also played the game as well. I'm talking about a lot of them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Football, obviously, Archie, Peyton, and Eli. You got the Matthews, Clay Matthews Jr. You got Jake Matthews, his dad, Bruce Matthews. There are a lot. You got Joe Horn and his son.
So football is just it's impossible. It will never happen, huh?
Yeah. Unless somebody had a kid as a 14, 15-year-old and he plays and he can play long like Brady. Because think about it. Brady kids in high school, Brady played 23 years.
Yeah.
But Brady got a late start. Kids.
He did.
So no, he didn't get too late of a start because I think his oldest son, Jet, probably 14, 15? Let's just say for the sake of argument, we give him 16, Ocho. Let's give him 16. Brady's about to be retired 3 years.
Yeah.
And he ain't even in high school. I mean, he might be a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, that's difficult too. Especially a contact sport like we play. And it had to be a position where longevity that allows you to play long. And then not only longevity,
quarterback or kicker.
You got to be good at your craft.
You got to be good enough. First of all, you got to be good enough to stay that long. And so some team will want to keep your ass that long. And then your son got to be good to fast track himself to get
Opportunity.
there. We saw like I don't remember. I mean, but I think the Halls, but I think it was in Brett and Bobby
Right.
Hall. No, the Howe. Was it Brett and Bobby? I think it might have been Gordie Howe. It might have given Gordie Howe played with his sons in hockey. But the likelihood of us seeing that, Ocho, like I said, it's going to be somebody that's got to have kids in their early teens, and the kids got to
Really
be
good.
really
Yeah. That'd
good
be dope.
to get to get there. And so to be there to witness it last night. And you know, I DM Ron like, bro, I didn't get a chance to see you after the game, but it was just great to be there and to see him check in at the same time. And it would, you know, he only played a couple of minutes, 2 minutes. Now that that's out of the way, hopefully, you know, and it's tough to get better when you don't get minutes. So, like for me, Ocho, like I played mainly special team. The way I got better, scout team. I was cooking for. Because that was my game. That was my game. Every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, that was my game. Give the defense the best look I possibly could. Now, I'm running their stuff, but I'm really working on my stuff. Yeah. And you know the thing is, hey, he don't run it like that. Oh, my bad. He should, because he'd be open like I'm open.
Right.
if he read it like that. And the thing was, Ocho, I'm really trying to win. I'm really trying to win. And Wade Phillips would tell the defense, "Oh, don't worry about him. Their tight end can't move like that." But and so hopefully Bronny, like in scrimmages, he's working on his game. And I don't know how much they, you know, obviously LeBron ain't really doing a whole lot, you know, just mainly walkthroughs and AD like that. But hopefully when they can get an opportunity and he can get some 5-on-5 in against some of the other guys that don't get a whole lot of minutes or not playing like himself, he's working on his game, because that's the only way he's going to get better. There ain't no way he can get better just sitting there watching his dad and watching the other guys run up and down the court. He's going to have to get some time in to work on his own game.
Well, obviously you had the opportunity to be at the game. I mean, I know it's only one game. Obviously, you really can't. That's a small sample size, especially for a new coach. I mean, how do you feel about JJ Redick and how the team?
I thought he looked good. I thought no. The little bit of time I've only been around him a little bit, Ocho. He's very well prepared. He's very, very meticulous. You can tell that he knows the game. He knows okay, they did this. This is what we need to do. We did that. They'll probably counter with this. Okay, here's our other counter. You can tell that his mind is constantly at work. And I think the thing is because he's so meticulous. He played the game. He played, 13, 14 years? He averaged like 12 points a game. So it wasn't like he was, everybody know what he was at Duke. They hated him at Duke, but he light your ass up in college. And he was player of the year. He was a great college player, but he was a really good NBA player. And he's a student of the game. And you could tell, like some of these guys, guys who's going to be coaches when they got done. You could look at T. Lue, and you could say, T. Lue going to be a coach. Man, Derek Fisher going to be a coach. He's one of those guys you look at. Man, I can see J.J. Redick being a coach. Some guys you can just, see that's going to be the role that that's the path that they're going to take.
It's in them.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, he'd say he wants to talk to the league and ask why do they have to use brand new basketballs for the game. He wants to use balls that have been worn in that they've actually used before. Kind of like football. Because remember, that it was Peyton Manning and Brady and them that went to the league and asked them because now they'll let you put the balls in the dryer or the washer and let you scrub them down and get some of the sheen off them. You don't just we used to get the balls right at the damn box.
Yeah, you got to scrub it down. You got to scrub it down.
Yeah, they let you do that now. They didn't let you do that before because the ball be like the kicking ball. You see how shiny the punt of the ball and the kicking ball is? How they got that sheen on them. Man, hey, give me that ball.
Yep.
Put it on the ground and try to get a little dirt on it.
You won't be able to grip it or throw it if you try to throw that thing right out the box.
Yeah, and so but I think the Lakers look. AD play like we know what AD is. Because we've seen AD give some of the best bigs, be it Giannis, be it Embiid, be it Bam. It does not matter. When AD is locked in, because he can do it on both ends of the court. He's a guy that can go get you 30 and 20 and give you 4 blocks and give you 4 steals and shoot a high percentage from the floor. He's phenomenal. 6'10", athletic, has range, can shoot the three, but he don't live it. I mean, I don't like if he tries to live and die by the three. He can put the ball on the floor and finish at the rim. He got a mid-range shot. He got to play with his back to the basket. He got to step back. AD is all around great. And now I think the thing is he's doing a better job of taking care of his body. Played a lot of games last year, which is the most he had played in a very, very long time. And he looked good. He looked good last night. His body looks fresh. He looks healthy. He looks strong, looks fit. So I definitely like what I saw from AD last night. I like what I saw from Bron. Even though Bron didn't take a whole lot of shots, he still, he's going to work himself. I could tell early that I think probably 4 minutes in the game, he put his hands up because the excitement. Man, my son, I'm about to play with my son. So I know he was anxious about that. And so when you get anxious, Ocho, all of a sudden you start to hyperventilate.
Your nerves,
So, but I can tell. Anthony Davis praised the elite game plan of J.J. Redick, the game plan, the schemes that we had on both ends of the floor. He trusts us. We trust him as far as what he teaches us, what he wants us to do on the floor on both ends, and it's our job to go execute it. I think we were very, very prepared tonight.
I like it. That's a good thing. Shoot, listen, on the other end of the spectrum, like watching that Laker game, obviously the moment LeBron and Bronny had was really dope. But I was curious to see, how the Wolves look, with their two new assets and Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo. Okay. I thought I said it right. So I was curious to see how they look tonight and really compare who won that trade between, the Wolves and the Knicks.
You won't know until the end of the year, Ocho, because, if you look at it, Ant-Man looked sensational last night. I don't know if they're going to play this, but Ant-Man was mic'd up and I didn't know it. And he was right there in front of our bench, and I looked at him. I was like, "Hey, Ant." He's like, "What up?" I said, "I don't know if you got a frame for a football. That ain't no football frame you got." He said, "Hey, if I lift like you, I look like you." He said, "Hey," "Unc, I'm from where you from?" He said, "Hey." I said, "I don't know." He said, "Unc, I put a lot of work in this body to look like this." He said, "But if I were to lift weights, he kind of like his upper body, Ocho, kind of built like yours because he got a point clavicle. He really narrow.
Right.
But basketball players don't really need to lift weights with the upper body because they got to be fluid through here. They don't need no tricep, no bicep. They don't need no delt. They don't need to be built like a football player. I had to have shoulders. I got to take them blows. So, he said, we heard what he said. He said, "Hey, if he wins the title in the next 3 to 4 years, he go play football."
Yeah. I mean, listen, if
hey man, go ahead and stay where you at, bro. Go ahead and get that money.
Anybody can do it, he could do it. Yeah.
Ocho, they just gave Jason Tatum $318 million. By the time Ant-Man contract come around, it's gonna be at $400 million. Ant-Man, get that $400 million. You get an opportunity to get you get an opportunity. Ant-Man, how old Ant-Man? 24?
Yeah, 24, 25.
Ant-Man got a chance to make $1 billion in basketball. I ain't talking about endorsements. I ain't talking about shoe contract. I ain't talking about stuff off the field, off the court. I'm talking about he has an opportunity to get $1 billion in salary. Man, don't you? Ant-Man is 23. Man, look here. Ant-Man, listen to me. Listen to you. You ain't got nothing to prove. You can say, "Hey, I can play football," and leave it at that. Man, you would go get that money. I'm going to get that bill.
He can go get that bill. He might be able to double dip like Prime and be the first two-way player to play in the NFL and the NBA. You never know.
Ant-Man, get that Billy. Get that Billy, and don't even worry about nobody you ain't got nothing to prove. Go get this money. The risk, man. That football, hey, I understand, Ocho. It's not the physical game. They've legislated a lot of the physicality out of it, but it's still an inherently dangerous and physical game. It is what it is. So, but it was great to see. I wanted to see Ant-Man play. There are a couple other players that I want to see play. And hopefully I get a chance to see him. I like to see Jason Tatum play. Luka. I like to see Luka. I want to see Nikola Jokic.